Ladies, when did just friends turn into forever? Liam and I met the first week of sophomore year. We were both late for chemistry lab and ended up as each other's partners by default. I remember he apologized like 3 times for bumping into my desk. His face beat red. We barely got through the experiment without spilling acid everywhere, but by the end of the hour, we were laughing like old friends. That was the start. We quickly became inseparable. Study sessions turned into late-night diner runs. Library marathons turned into Netflix binges on his worn-out couch. And campus parties always ended with us sharing an Uber back home, half asleep but always together. Everyone called us the platonic power duo. I mean, we were practically siblings. No awkward tension, no weird moments. Liam was the guy I could text at 3 a.m. about my existential crises or drag to IKEA because I needed a second opinion on a desk lamp. My roommates would tease me constantly, but I always waved them off. He's just my best friend, I'd say, and I truly believed it. We dated other people throughout college. I met guys who treated me like an afterthought, and Liam went out with girls who always seemed annoyed by how much time we spent together. But no matter who we were seeing, we always came back to each other. He was my constant, my safe space. My parents loved him. My mom used to not so subtly hint, you know, real love often starts with friendship. I'd roll my eyes and change the subject. I wasn't clueless. I just didn't want to ruin what we had. Then, the shift happened. It wasn't dramatic. No grand moment. It was 1,000 tiny realizations stacking on top of each other until one day I couldn't ignore them. It started when Liam started dating this girl named Brooke. She was nice, too nice. Polite, pretty, but distant. She never laughed at his dumb puns like I did. She never remembered how he took his coffee. I'd catch myself nitpicking her in my head, then feel guilty afterward. Why did it bother me? It had never bothered me before. I told myself I was being protective, just looking out for my friend. But then came the camping trip. A bunch of us rented a cabin for the weekend, and somehow, Liam and I ended up on firewood duty. It was late, chilly, and we were sitting by the lake after everyone else had gone to bed. The moon reflected off the water, and there was this silence between us that felt heavy. Not awkward, but charged. He looked at me, really looked at me, and for the first time, I felt it. This pull, this awareness. I tried to brush it off, but every time our eyes met, my heart stuttered. When we finally stood up to head back, he reached out to steady me, and his hand lingered on my arm just a second too long. That 1 second changed everything. From that night on, I couldn't unsee it. The way he always gravitated toward me in a room, how his face lit up when I laughed, how my heart raced whenever he brushed my hair out of my face. But I was terrified. What if I misread it? What if I confessed and ruined the most important friendship I'd ever had? Then came the wedding, his cousin's wedding, to be exact. I was his +1, as usual. The night was beautiful, twinkling lights, soft music, and too much champagne. During one of the slow songs, he pulled me to the dance floor. As we swayed, I couldn't stop staring at him, my stomach in knots. Finally, I whispered, "Do you ever wonder what would happen if we weren't just friends?" He didn't even hesitate. He leaned in, forehead resting against mine, and said, "Every single day." That was it. That was the moment. He kissed me, and the world melted away. It wasn't some fireworks explosion. It was gentle, familiar, like exhaling after holding my breath for years. We dated officially after that, but honestly, it felt like we always had been. Everything was easy, natural, like we were simply shifting into place. 2 years later, he proposed on that same lake dock from the camping trip. We've been married for 3 years now, and sometimes we still laugh at how blind we were for so long.